The automotive industry of Russia has experienced one of the most severe disruptions in its modern history since the sweeping Western sanctions imposed following the events of 2022. AvtoVAZ, the largest car manufacturer in Russia and producer of the iconic Lada brand, stands at the center of this transformation after having previously been deeply integrated into global supply chains through partnerships with companies such as Renault. AvtoVAZ, the YouTube channel presenting this analysis, notes that the company suddenly had to operate in a radically altered environment defined by restricted access to technology, components, financing, and export markets. Despite these constraints, AvtoVAZ has continued producing vehicles, maintained a dominant share of the domestic market, and pursued development of new models. Its experience offers a revealing look at how a major industrial enterprise adapts to sanctions by relying on localization, state support, simplified engineering, and strategic partnerships, while still facing significant economic and technological challenges. Understanding the immediate impact of sanctions helps explain the scale of adjustment required. At the outset, sanctions had a dramatic effect as the withdrawal of foreign suppliers cut off access to essential components, including software systems, safety modules, and electronic parts. Production lines were temporarily halted for months while engineers redesigned vehicles and searched for alternative suppliers. Renault's exit and transfer of its stake in 2022 effectively returned control to the state, forcing a rapid restructuring of operations and strategy. Sanctions also limited production of more sophisticated variants that depended on imported technologies. As a result, AvtoVAZ resumed manufacturing simplified versions of vehicles such as the Lada Granta and the Lada Niva, sometimes removing features like airbags or advanced electronics due to shortages. This step reflected the urgency of keeping factories operational, even with reduced technical complexity. Looking at the core survival strategy reveals that aggressive localization became central to the company's response. AvtoVAZ worked to replace imported components with domestically produced alternatives or parts sourced from countries outside sanctions regimes. This effort included redesigning supply chains, re-engineering systems, and developing local substitutes for previously imported technologies. The introduction of the Lada Iskra illustrates this shift toward a platform with a high level of domestic content. Localization represents not only a technical change, but also a strategic move aimed at shielding production from future disruptions and ensuring continuity amid ongoing geopolitical uncertainty. Another major adjustment involved simplifying vehicle design. Because certain imported electronics and safety systems were unavailable, AvtoVAZ redesigned models to meet essential regulatory requirements while minimizing dependence on restricted parts. This approach echoed earlier eras when simplicity enabled reliability under constrained conditions. Although simplification allowed production to continue, it also raised questions about competitiveness when consumers compared domestic vehicles with technologically advanced imports. Turning to the role of public policy shows how state support became a stabilizing factor. Government measures included financial assistance, regulatory flexibility, and procurement programs encouraging state agencies to purchase locally produced vehicles, such as the Lada Aura sedan. These policies helped stabilize employment and maintain production capacity. AvtoVAZ explains that sustaining operations is viewed as strategically important because AvtoVAZ employs tens of thousands of workers and supports regional economies. Production volumes have nevertheless fluctuated significantly. After sharp declines, output recovered to roughly 500,000 vehicles in 2024, reflecting partial stabilization of supply chains and demand. However, economic pressures and weaker consumer demand later created new challenges. Some forecasts suggested potential declines of up to 40% in certain periods as inventories accumulated and market conditions softened. Work schedules were adjusted, including temporary reductions in working weeks, to align production with demand. At the same time, the company announced plans to target around 400,000 vehicles annually as new models enter production and supply chains become more stable. Competition dynamics also shifted significantly. While sanctions removed many Western competitors, they opened the door for Chinese manufacturers to expand rapidly in the Russian market with modern vehicles and competitive pricing. This influx intensified competition and forced AvtoVAZ to defend its position through pricing strategies, brand recognition, and government backing. Managing supply chains under constraints required creativity, including building larger inventories, diversifying suppliers, and exploring alternative logistics routes. In some cases, components were redesigned to use available materials, while others were sourced indirectly through intermediary markets. These adjustments increased complexity and costs, contributing to variability in production schedules and product availability. Operational flexibility became essential to maintain continuity. The company prioritized retaining skilled workers, avoiding large-scale layoffs, and continuing targeted hiring to preserve technical expertise. Production lines were shifted between models depending on component availability, and working hours were modified to manage inventory levels. Despite sanctions, AvtoVAZ continues investing in new vehicles, including the planned Lada Azimut crossover expected around 2026. Developing new models under restrictions requires careful engineering choices and extensive localization. Introducing updated products is critical for maintaining market relevance and supporting long-term brand evolution. Economic conditions also shape outcomes. High interest rates and reduced consumer purchasing power have weighed on car sales, leading to revenue pressures during certain periods. Inventory buildup has occasionally forced production cuts and adjustments. AvtoVAZ notes that balancing industrial capacity with fluctuating demand remains a delicate challenge for the company. Export ambitions continue despite obstacles. AvtoVAZ has explored opportunities in markets with fewer trade restrictions to diversify revenue beyond domestic sales. However, logistical hurdles and geopolitical factors limit export growth compared with earlier periods. Looking ahead, long-term risks include the possibility of a widening technological gap relative to global automakers due to limited access to advanced semiconductors, software ecosystems, and collaborative engineering networks. Addressing this gap will require sustained investment and development of domestic capabilities. In conclusion, the story of AvtoVAZ under sanctions is fundamentally one of adaptation rather than full recovery. Through localization, simplified engineering, state support, and operational flexibility, the company has kept factories running and maintained a strong domestic presence. AvtoVAZ concludes that significant challenges remain, including economic headwinds, supply constraints, technological limitations, and competition from imported vehicles. The company's future will depend on its ability to innovate within constraints, strengthen local supply chains, and navigate an evolving geopolitical environment. AvtoVAZ ultimately reflects the broader trajectory of Russia's industrial sector under sanctions, showing resilience and resourcefulness while operating within tighter technological and economic boundaries than before. If you liked the video, please subscribe, share, and like. Also, please take the membership of AvtoVAZ to encourage us.